What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to From the Top Rope with Andrew Crawford. I'm Andrew Crawford, your boy, the GOAT. Not the GOAT, but I look like a GOAT. Close enough, am I right? I think I'm right. And today on the channel, I will be doing something I don't typically do. I'm going to look at some negatives in wrestling. The negative being the worst winners of the Royal Rumble match. Now, most of my videos, if I decide to upload more than once a week, it's most, but if not, all my videos leading up to the Rumble will be about the Rumble. And with this worst winners thing, some of these Rumble matches were actually quite good. Very good, actually. One of them is one of the best Rumble matches of all time, maybe the best. But there could have been a better winner. And so that's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at how good or bad the Rumble match itself was. I'm looking at that person should not have won. So yeah, let's get right into it. I'm going to start with number 10, and the reason I've placed it at number 10 is, yeah, he was probably like the given, and he probably was the right option, but I think there was a better option based on how that Rumble match played out. And that's 2001. Stone Cold's third out of his 3 Royal Rumble wins. Left something to be desired by its runner-up, Kane, who up to that point had more eliminations than anyone in history of the match, with 11. Now, for a 30-man match, eliminating over a third of the field is wild. As a fan of Kane and Austin, quite frankly, I'm fine that either man won. But when it comes down to that match, when it comes down to was there a better option given how the match played out, yes. Although I think we were always inevitably going to find a way to get Austin Rock 3, which we did at WrestleMania 17. Or we got the second one. The third one was at 19. But I always knew there was always going to be, we're going to get that rematch. I just think Kane would have made more sense based on the events that played out in the 2001 match itself. Number 9, Roman Reigns. Now, I'll be honest. I have never not been somewhat of a Roman Reigns fan, so putting him on a list of worst anything kind of hurts me, especially seeing what he's done the past few years as the Tribal Chief. But in 2015, Roman Reigns was being treated very much like this babyface destined for greatness, when, to be honest, he had a lot to work on. After the Shield broke up in mid-2014, the cracks in Roman's armor started to show. He wasn't great in long matches, he wasn't great on the mic, and he had nothing beyond the Shield gimmick for the longest time. In 2015, were there better options? Probably, that are slipping my mind. But I do feel like there was someone better in 2015 that could have won. Perhaps someone who had been in the Shield with Roman and hadn't won the Money in the Bank match, even though he probably could have. Didn't even win his first WWE title till almost a year and a half later. Currently in AEW, the face of their whole company. Oh yeah, Jon Moxley probably should have won that one. At the time known as Dean Ambrose. Just saying. But that's not a knock on Roman. It's just he wasn't ready for that level yet because he just couldn't do the things that the other Shield members could do, and it was proven throughout that run. Number 8, Batista. Batista is actually an oddball in this, and this is about his 2005 win. Batista falls as an oddball in this for the sheer fact he is on this list for his 2005 match alone. He's on 2 different lists for his 2005 match. My list of worst and best winners. Why I think he's one of the best is because he was one of the up-and-coming stars out of a young generation full of talent. Benjamin Orton, Cena himself, all those guys were great. Edge was finally being recognized as like a top guy singles-wise. There was plenty of options, and Batista was one of the right options. However, I think the better option would have been, and this is just my opinion, Randy Orton. I know you had to get the Evolution breakup somehow. Well, you still could have got it. You see, in the year, in between the time of the 04 and 05 Rumble, a lot happened in Evolution. You had Orton winning the world title and getting dismissed from the group, which is why I think Randy should have won. It could lead to the grudge match of a lifetime between Randy and Triple H, and you could have easily had Batista leave Evolution by stabbing Triple H in the back, and you still even could have got that really good feud that ended in a really good Hell in a Cell match between Batista and Triple H. That's just my take. I do still think Batista is a great option for the 05 Rumble, but I still think there were a few better options. Cena maybe, Edge, Taker, 2005 had a lot of talent on its rosters, but, like I said, Batista will find his way on my best winners list for the 05 Rumble. So, yeah. Number 7, Batista. You're lucky that you're going to end up on the best winners list for 05, but 2014 I cannot forgive. At all. I'm going to say one name, and that should be the entry. That should be the only thing I have to say. Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan was the most over and obvious pick to main event WrestleMania that year. And I think all the way up until maybe Elimination Chamber, the planned main event was still Triple H was still Randy Orton and Batista. Then Vince, for a rare moment in the 2010s, pulled his own head out of his butt and said, "This is a bad idea. We should probably let Daniel win it, shouldn't we?" And this is how I kind of imagine everyone in creative kind of looking at him. You think? I love Batista. Batista is great. Batista is one of the faces in my favorite era of wrestling. Batista is in my favorite category of movies called superhero movies. I love superhero movies. Batista's wonderful, but he should not have sniffed a Royal Rumble win in 2014. He should have been in the Final Four. I'll give him that. Big return, big woo, Batista does good. Should not have won. In 2014, you can hear people rooting for Roman Reigns over Batista if they haven't edited that out on Peacock or the WWE Network for my international friends. How y'all doing? But anyways, Batista winning in 2014 should not have happened. And honestly, if Batista ever wins another Rumble, I might break someone's neck. Number 6, John Cena 2013. Now, I get why WWE did it. They wanted the twice in a lifetime. That's really cool, really dope. I don't. We didn't need twice in a lifetime. Rock beat Cena, and the whole story around twice in a lifetime was Rock was responsible for the worst year of Cena's life. Cena beat Brock Lesnar that year, main evented most pay-per-views, won the Money in the Bank ladder match. Yeah, pretty bad year, ain't it, John? No. I don't think Cena should have won. Here's what I think should happen. Rock beats Punk at the Rumble, let that happen if you must. But that match goes on before the Men's Rumble. Punk, as a heel, beats someone down, steals their number, mainly the number 30 entrant, obviously, goes on to win. Then we get Punk and Rock in the main event of Mania, and the reason Punk left the company never happens. The one thing Punk ever wanted was the main event of WrestleMania, and Vince, being a stubborn, grouchy, senile old man who I cannot wait to see spend the rest of his life in prison, no disrespect to the man that made what I love famous, would not grant him that. The reason Punk leaves never happens, and we keep Punk in the WWE, and he's still going today. It's not a hard fix. If I could go back in time and rewrite all this, I would, but you know what? Quantum physics won't necessarily allow that now, will they? Number 5, now we can at least focus on what was a very good Rumble match itself. 2016. I love Triple H. I love that they were kind of reintroducing the 92 Rumble stipulation of it's for the WWE title. Only Roman had to defend the darn thing. It was vacant in 92. That match, we got a Sami and Kevin moment. We got AJ Styles' debut. Fun fact, he has wrestled 4 matches for WWE. Then he did TNA, and he is the face of TNA. That's mental. We had a funny R-Truth moment, because this is when R-Truth was absolutely stupid, and he set up a ladder and climbed it, and he was like, what? And then Kane eliminated him, and it was hilarious. Anyways, on to the people I think would have been a better fit for the win than Paul Triple H Levesque. Now, at this point, Triple H's jerk, heel nature tendencies, him winning made sense. I'm not saying it didn't make sense. I'm just saying I think there was a better option. And that is again, Jon Moxley. 2 years in a row, Jon Moxley, Dean Ambrose, would have been a near perfect Rumble winner. He was over, he was hot, he was popular. Hot as in popular, I don't know why I had to, but he was over. He so would have been a believable main eventer of Mania at that point. Brock could have won, and we could have ran Brock and Roman back with no interference this time, and it would have made sense and been awesome. Roman and Brock have proven they put on bangers. I'm just saying, I wouldn't mind having... Actually, no, 38 says otherwise. But anyways, I love Triple H. Again, him winning, like I said, it made sense, but I don't think it was the right call. But I digress. Number 4, Hulk Hogan. This is my bias. I don't care. I don't like Hulk Hogan. I've never liked Hulk Hogan. I think Hulk Hogan is in the top 3, and he's not 3 or 2, most overrated professional wrestlers of all time. Yes, what you did for the business is great, cool, but honestly, there was some sick satisfaction in my heart watching you get booed out of the arena on Raw's Netflix premiere. I think you're overrated. I don't like you. And quite frankly, there were better options in 1990 and 91 both. Okay, maybe not 91 because Hulk Hogan last eliminated Earthquake to win the 91 Rumble. But 1990, Warrior and Mr. Perfect were both in the final two, or final three with Hogan. Eliminating Mr. Perfect makes me mad. Mr. Perfect was near that in the ring. Mr. Perfect was great. He should have won the 1990 Rumble. And if you disagree, just tell me you don't know wrestling. But with that said, finally, I get to talk about my disdain for Hulk Hogan on my channel. And if you disagree with my disdain, get your head out of the nostalgia and smell the roses. Next entrance. Number 3, Randy Orton 2017. Not 2009, his 2009 Rumble win was perfect. It was awesome. We'll talk about that later. But there were a lot of better options in 2017. And I love Randy Orton. Randy Orton's one of my favorites. I'm not mad that he was the winner. But looking back, there were better options. Chris Jericho's one of them. No disrespect to The Undertaker and Roman Reigns, even though that match was a crap show. Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens for the Universal Championship, for story purposes, and for what would have been quality purposes, because I would honestly give Jericho and Owens a Match of the Year candidacy for their match at WrestleMania. For the Universal title, would have been an amazing main event, although a lot of the fans that you would see roll around for Mania and then dip again were not exactly sold on the indie superstar side of things, but that makes sense because it would have made Kevin Owens the bona fide heel going in and Jericho the face, which is what the match was in the first place. Now, with all of that said, I think there were more. I think AJ Styles was a viable winner. I think this is one of the very few years that Roman, he still wasn't over, but I honestly think he wouldn't have been a bad choice this year, and that could have set up Roman and Kevin, which that feud had been going on for a hot minute, so probably not. Seth Rollins would have been a great option to win. There's a lot of wrestlers in the 2017 roster I think would have been better than Randy. And that's not a knock on Randy. I love Randy. But I do think there were better options. Not to mention Randy didn't even main event Mania after he did win. Why? I don't know. I don't know. Number 2, Sheamus in 2012. Another wrestler that I love, but he should not have won this. There was not a wrestler that was as over as this man when the name I'm about to say. Chris Jericho, hot off his return after a year and a half, 2 years away from the company, should have won. It should have been Jericho. Really, that's the only other better option. I love Sheamus, but the only good thing about Sheamus winning the 2012 Rumble, in my eyes, was we got the Mania match, where that kicked off the Yes Movement that led to WrestleMania 30's iconic celebration for Daniel Bryan. But, Chris Jericho versus CM Punk could have easily not only been the main event of the show, sorry, once in a lifetime, it easily would have been built just as well around Jericho winning the Rumble and wanting to prove to Punk, you're not the best in the world. I am. I started saying that before you. I'm going to beat your butt at WrestleMania. Is that? And then you still could have gotten Sheamus and Bryan and still could have had Bryan lose in 18 seconds. Honestly, it's not a hard fix for that one either. It's really not. Oh, this list is making me sad because Anyways. Number 1, Vince in 1999. Why? You have Austin. You have Triple H. You have Rock. You have so many iconic wrestlers in the Attitude Era alone. Taker, Kane, and Vince wins. What was the point of having Vince win if he was just going to lose his Mania opportunity to Stone Cold in a cage match anyways? Oh, right, you all don't have an answer. Okay. There wasn't. You could have had Austin legitimately three-peat. Did he three-peat? Hold on. Let Crawford math. Yeah, he three-peated. 97, 98, could have been 99. It should have been 99, and then Kane should have won 01. Austin still has 3 Rumble wins. Kane has a Rumble win. Everything is good. But no. Vince McMahon had to go and ruin that for me. Vince McMahon ruins a lot of things I like. Whoops. Anyways, that's the last entrant. And that's the video. Did you like it? Did you love it? Tell me about it in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for next week when I'm going to put myself in a much better mood talking about my 10 best winners. You all already know one of them. Let's see how you all feel about the other 9. Yeah, making this list has made me kind of sad. I'm going to go watch some good Rumble matches to make up for talking about the 10 worst winners of them. With that said, I'm Andrew Crawford, and unlike John Cena, I can see you, and I will see you very soon.